Marquise Kaminsky, bucket good in the ball. Santel all the way to the basket, foul, lays it in for two.
Good morning, basketball fans. Welcome to another edition of the Upstate Hoops Podcast. I'm Jim Sinicropi here inside the FingerLakes1.com studios on the third floor of the North Park building in Seneca Falls, New York. It's time for our weekly roundup of Wayne Finger Lakes High School basketball on Sunday, January 27th, 2019. And great episode for Gananda Blue Panthers in studio. Two from the girls, two from the boys. Jayden, Castrechini, Andrew Gabbard, Peyton Daeffler, and Emma Drake. Going to run down the leagues. We're going to reveal our new power rankings near the end of the show. So a lot to get to today on a Sunday morning inside the studio. The Upstate Hoops Podcast and all of our coverage of Wayne Finger Lakes High School basketball is brought to you thanks to the support of Generations Bank. The newest way to save money is also the easiest way to save money with the new MyGen Perks mobile app. Get all the details at mygenbank.com. And by Little John Orthodontics. Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Dr. Liz Barbie are proud to support our area high school athletes. Check out Dr. Rod and Dr. Liz online at littlejohnortho.com. And Bill Cram Chevrolet. All roads lead to Bill Cram Chevrolet on 5 and 20 between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. Browse their full inventory of new and used vehicles online at billcramchevrolet.com. So the Gananda Blue Panthers, boys and girls, both consistently excellent. Always near the top of their leagues, always contenders in their sectional classifications. Don't seem to have many down years. Gananda girls won a sectional title in 2017. For the boys, it's been since 2007, but they've had a lot of good runs and run into some really good teams. 2 years ago, it was North Star beating them in the finals. Last year, an undefeated Pembroke team. But looking good this year, heading into the C2 playoffs at the end of the year. So let me welcome in our guests here. We have Andrew Gabbard. Welcome, Andrew. Thanks for coming in. From the girls, we got Peyton Daeffler and Emma Drake. Hi.
Hi.
And Jayden Castrechini. Hello, Jayden.
How's it going?
Welcome into the studio. So, first off, I'll start with you, Jayden. Tell me what Gananda basketball is to you.
I mean, off the court, we're like really good friends. We've been friends probably since like second grade, and that helps us become like a good team. So, I mean, on the court, we're really competitive. I wouldn't say we hate each other, but we just get really competitive.
Competitive with each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and girls, how about from the girls' side? Tell me, Gananda, give me an elevator pitch. You know what that is?
No.
It's like when you're trying to sell somebody something and you get in an elevator and you only have like 1 minute to sell them before the elevator arrives and you all have to leave.
I think that the program starts everyone out young. I've been playing with Emma and some of the rest of our team since probably third or fourth grade, and Coach May has been involved throughout all of those years. It's not just when you get to varsity. We do a lot of stuff in the off season too, and I agree with Jayden. We're all really close. We're all friends off the court too. So
we do stuff to develop the program too. We do camps and during this time of year we go down and practice with modified. So that's
right. And do you help out with youth programs and stuff too as varsity players?
There's there's a winter camp, a spring break camp, summer, and then some of the varsity players will go down and volunteer. So we know the kids, and then they remember us when they're moving up. Yeah, right.
And now when you were that young, were there varsity players doing that for you?
Yeah. I remember the year we won sectionals, we had people on our team that were helping us when we were younger. So.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. For any of these good programs is the youth programs, and I think the best ones, the varsity coaches involved at every level, and the varsity players get involved at every level as well. So it's true of the schools that, like I say, like Gananda, that are consistently successful. So, Andrew, talk about Coach Thompson. What's it like now Coach Jeff Thompson, cousin of Bill Thompson, who's the head coach at Wayne. You guys are up there in northwest Wayne County with Wayne and Palmyra, Macedon, and East Rochester, kind of that whole area up there. What's it like playing for Coach Thompson?
I've known him for a while. My older brother played for him on varsity, and he's always been involved for our basketball kids.
Right.
And he knows we have a shot in the playoffs, but he knows we got a lot of things we have to fix.
What's he focusing on? Fixing?
All the small things, defense, boxing out.
Yep. Is just practice is tough? Does you do a lot of conditioning?
Yeah. He knows our game is speed, run fast.
Right.
So
even against Lions, you guys were just going to push it, keep pushing it.
Yeah.
And that's their game too. But so you're not going to really make any major adjustments no matter who you play. You're going to play your game?
Yeah.
Is Coach Thompson ever get hard on you guys, Jayden? He considers you, I'm sure, one of the leaders of the team.
Yeah, sometimes I'll get a little lazy in practice and he'll let me hear it, but I've known the guy since I was 6. He was my elementary school gym teacher. So
okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. How about you girls? Coach Karen Maywisson, she's pretty legendary around those parts, around in Section 5.
Yeah.
Is what's a practice with Coach Maywisson like? Coach May, right? You call her Coach May?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually we start off doing stuff with JV, and then we'll split off and work on plays.
We do at the beginning it's skill work, so it'll either be shooting or 11-man drills like that. Then we'll split, and then it'll be a lot of play work, stuff with our press, and stuff and a lot of defense too. We do a lot of stuff with defense.
And she does a lot of scouting. She will go out and watch games probably every night of the week, and she films them all so we can watch them before we play teams. So it's not just a surprise before a game.
Well, that's big.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches don't do that. I never understood. As a coach, I wouldn't want to go to play a team I never saw before. It would be tough to know how to prepare. So girls, I'm going to stick with you first here. I haven't seen you guys play yet this year, so I remember a little bit from the two of you in 2017. I saw you play a couple times. Once against who'd you be in the sectional finals that year at Honeyway Falls, Lima? Letchworth? Was it? Yeah, I saw that game, and then I saw
the quarter or the semi game?
No, the finals at Honeyway Falls, Lima.
Our finals was at Rush, I think.
Oh, yeah, Rush Henriette. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Yeah,
Letchworth.
Letchworth, though, yeah.
And then I saw you play in Bloomfield against South Seneca in the state playing game. So I've seen you guys play a couple times, but that was 3 years ago. I want you to each describe each other's game for me.
After you.
Okay. I don't know. I've been playing with Emma since probably we started off together. We've always been two, we always do stuff with one another. We do drills at practice together, when it's 2 partner drills. She's a good ball handler. She gets us a lot of open shots. She's fast, so that helps on defense with steals, knows how to push it. She talks a lot, which helps. We're both captains this year, so we're both leaders on the team. Yeah.
Like she said, we've been playing together forever, so we just play really well off each other. She's a great shooter, so when I drive, it opens up her shot, and then she's a good shooter. She's been driving more this year, though. She's got to pull up, so.
You drive you'd rather see her pull up and hit jump shots or drive to the basket?
She does both.
Okay. So, tell me a little bit more about some of the other girls on your team too. Just give me a little primer.
The other 3 starters are all seniors: Cassie Princeton, Bree Trotta, Nadine Coleman. They all have been on the team since we were sophomores too. Cassie and Trotta, both posts. They work really well together. And Nadine is a starter this year, and she actually has been playing really well. She's a good shooter.
And then Bree Trotta gets a lot of rebounds for us, so that's good.
Yeah. And then off the bench, Ashley Crum, who's a sophomore, Sam's sister. She's a good shooter. She's going to be really good.
Yeah, she can drive too. And then Sydney Buchko, she is really good on defense. She's fast. She hustles. She runs the floor well.
Yeah.
Back to the boys real quick. Like seeing you guys play. Well, I mentioned that Lions game. You guys lost that game. A lot of people are losing the Lions in the Wayne County League this year. But I was really impressed, like you said, that you just played your own game. You guys had a lead early. They opened up some pretty big leads, but you guys kept coming back and chipping away at them. I think one time they were up maybe 22-23, and you cut it to 12. I think you were up like 9-2 early maybe in that game. It's tough, when you got to face a team like Lions in Lions. In Gananda, you guys were close heading into the end of the third quarter, and then Lions kind of turned it on. Is it frustrating for you guys having to play? I mean, I think you even East Rochester, your rival, you beat them by 30 this year. It's just playing that Lions team. Is it frustrating? I don't even know how to ask this question. Let me rephrase it. So you're going in that Lions game. You know how good they are, how good Justice Smith is. Did you feel like you could win that game, or was it just like try to stay close? Like, what's your mindset playing a team like that?
I think we wanted the home game to be switched around, so when we went to Lions, it would be the third game of the season,
right?
And the home game would be later in the season, so we'd be a little ready. But
yeah,
I think the third game, our home game, I thought like we had a shot at them. I think we're pretty solid this year, and then going to Lions, I was like, all right, it's going to be a little rowdy in there. I don't know how the younger guys are going to act. So yeah. I think we always had a chance to beat them. It's just they go on those big runs. But
yeah, but like I said, the thing I was most impressed is that you didn't change your game. Nobody really backed down. Even Andrew, as a sophomore, you played as a freshman as well, right? And so you played in the Atwood gym before, so you kind of knew what to expect. But you didn't look like a sophomore out there in that game to me, in a tough environment. Do you already feel like a little like an upperclassman, even though you're still a sophomore?
I don't know. I hang out with upperclassmen a lot, and being able to play as a freshman, like playing with Thompson, I kind of feel like I can play with them, and I'm used to it now. Yeah,
you look mature beyond your age as far as what I've seen from you out in the basketball court. So talk a little bit about your teammates.
Tim is our 5. He's our big. He's really aggressive down low. He stepped up, took a big role this year, rebounds and playing even offensively. Then Cole is our point guard. He's a really good shooter.
I thought you were point guard.
Well, when he's eligible and healthy, he runs the one a lot. We switch on and off.
You guys share it?
He's a good shooter.
Yeah.
Zach Deere, he's a senior captain.
Yep.
He's a leader out there, but he can score. He's really good at scoring.
Yeah.
And Jerry Bronco's also a
sophomore. He's one of my new favorite players. He's a sophomore too, so you guys are going to be together for the next 3 years, be core of that team.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about Jerry Bronco. Where did he come from?
He hustles. He can score. He can do everything. He comes off the bench. It really helps.
Yeah, really scrappy. Now, Jayden, do guys like Andrew and Jerry Bronco kind of look up to you as the leader of this team? How's it in your senior year? And you're a really good football player. You say that football is your number one sport. Yeah. Do these guys look up to you as the leader of this team, or all the seniors as a whole? I
think more Jerry does. I know Andrew's more of a complete player, but I think Jerry does a little because he saw that I was a sophomore, and I told him, you're going to be frustrated a lot, but, once you get to your senior year, you'll be fine.
Yeah. And another thing I noticed in that Lions game was, you're going 8,000 miles an hour the whole game, right? So you guys are always pushing the ball. End of the game, some shots that you may have made early in the game, you were leaving a little short at the rim. Do you get tired out there by the end of games?
I think more in the beginning of the season I was getting a little tired, but once I got into it, I was fine. But I don't think my shot was on that game, to be honest. I know I hit 3 or 4, but I feel like I could have made a little more threes.
Yeah. Is there a difference between football shape and basketball shape?
A little bit. I thought I was going to be in shape for basketball because I was getting the ball every play. But for football, you're only going 8 seconds every play, and you're running full speed, and then you stop. But basketball, you're going up and down.
Yeah. Now, football, you split rosters with ER. It's ER Gananda football, right? And then when you come and play basketball, they're your biggest rival.
Yeah.
Any of those guys on the basketball team, your teammates on the football team?
Yeah, Shorty, my quarterback, he was on the team. Some of my linemen were on the team. It's just always fun playing those guys because they're teammates, and then you get to talk a little trash to them.
Yeah, so is it a friendly rivalry?
I think it became a friendly rivalry over time. I think like 2 years ago, like it was like intense.
Right.
But like it's better now.
Yeah, a lot of changes up there too. In East Rochester, Coach Michael's not coaching anymore, and so yeah, it's a different look. I was really shocked that you guys beat them by as much as you did because I thought I was fairly impressed with East Rochester as well. The Otero kid, good player.
Yeah.
So, what else do we have here? We're about 15 minutes in. You guys have one of the best student sections and home court advantages in all the Wayne Finger Lakes. Why is that? Why do you think that is, Peyton?
I think everyone is, since it's a small school, I think everyone gets excited for each other, and there's a lot of people that like aren't on either of our teams that are close friends with us that want to go to the games and like support us. There's a Twitter page. We get everyone to come out
Ab Squad
and support. We do like themes. I don't know. I think it helps a lot too during the games. Like they're good. We get a lot of people there.
I think like the teams, it helps too. Like we always try to go to the boys' games. They always try to go to our games. That helps a lot too.
Now, isn't it kind of frustrating sometimes that a lot of times you'll play in the same night in different places? You'll be away, the boys will be home.
Yeah. It's hard when the other team has more people there than we have people there, but
yeah, I'd like to. Now, are the crowds just as big for the girls as the boys?
Not always.
Not really, but
does that frustrate you a little bit? Because you guys, if you took the two programs and put them side by side over the last 10 years, the girls have been more successful.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, it sometimes is frustrating when it's big games and they don't go, but they do their best, I think.
Yeah. Is it, Andrew, is it something you guys look forward to for the home games? You know, when you know it's going to be a big game and you know there's going to be the students are going to be there. Is it something you look forward to?
Yeah, it's exciting. They get really loud, and the girls are always there supporting.
Yeah. Yeah, I do wish it was. I really do wish it could be every varsity game would be girls, boys, doubleheader. Not always girls first. Sometimes you put the girls second, boys first, but then everybody can come out. There's one in Seneca Falls that we're streaming live this coming Friday, Minders Waterloo, boys, girls, doubleheader. And they did it in Waterloo, too, earlier this year, and it was the biggest crowd I've seen this year at a game. Even bigger than the North Star Lions game that we did in Geneva. I mean, it was packed. They had a band. I mean, I think it's nice is just a general fan or a student come out and see all the varsity teams play. And I don't really understand why they don't do it that way, but I don't run Section 5. So playing in Wayne County is a strange league.
Yeah.
It really is for both sides, girls and boys. Now I'll start with the girls Wayne County League. You guys have been like the class of the league. Marion's good this year. Lions is good this year. Every year Gananda's good though.
Yeah, it's like different every year. I mean, you never really know what you're gonna get. Like, there's always a new team that's up and coming that's gonna be good. Last year was Red Creek. This year Marion's pretty good. So you never really know. Yeah,
last year you guys came in second place. I think you were 13-1 in the league, but still second place.
Yeah.
Because of
we lost to Red Creek both times, actually.
Oh, 13. Sorry, 12-2 it would have been, or 14-2.
They were both close, but yeah.
Yeah. So they're down a little bit this year, although Izzy Wilbur's having a great season. But you right now, you guys kind of control the girls' league. You're a half game ahead of Marion, but they have 2 losses. You split with them. You're 10-1 in the league. They're 10-2. Lions is 8-3. So you guys are kind of in the driver's seat. Is it the league and championship important to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Beating Marion was really exciting for everyone on the team, I think. And we did get a lot of people up from JV last year, like a lot of juniors that did come up. So it'll be good for them. So
on the boys' side, Jayden, Wayne County in your career, how long have you played varsity basketball? For 3 years?
Yeah, I started when I was a sophomore.
Right. And it's been a pretty crazy 3 years in Wayne County basketball. The first year, teams like, I think North Rose-Wolcott was still pretty good that year.
They were pretty good.
Red Creek was still pretty good that year. Lyons and Clyde are always good. East Rochester's usually good. But then you fast forward to this year, and it's like you go to a lot of places and play games against teams that you know you're going to beat pretty bad before the game even starts, probably, right? Mm-hmm. Is it hard to keep your focus throughout the season? Do you wish you had more competitive games to play? Or are you just happy to pick up wins, win after win after win?
I would probably try to schedule like a Class A team here and there, because we might win, we might lose, but like it's kind of hard playing these teams a little bit and then getting to sectionals and having to like amp it up a little bit. Yeah,
right. But one thing you guys do, you play Mid Lakes usually home and home past couple of years, and that's an interesting game. I always like to see the crossover leagues games because it's tough to see. How good is Gananda when they step out of their league into sectionals, as opposed to like the top teams in the East? Or in this case, Marcus Whitman's a good example. They're undefeated in the West. They're in your classification. They're the 1 seed right now. You're the 4 seed. But how if you guys square it off, I don't even know who I would pick as a favorite in that game because it's tough to tell. But when you guys step out and play a Mid Lakes, at least that's like, okay, well they can beat. Mid Lakes is having a tough year, one of the teams at the bottom of the East, but usually a team at the bottom of the Finger Lakes East is still pretty good, maybe sometimes even good enough to compete for the league title in the West. So in your estimation, how does the top of Wayne County line up against the top of the Finger Lakes East and the top of the Finger Lakes West?
I think the Wayne County League is probably a little better than the West, where Marcus Woman's playing in, but I know Finger Lakes East is pretty solid. Isn't that with like Newark and Mid Lakes and all that?
Newark, Minders, Mid Lakes, Wayne.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong
Geneva
league.
Yeah, and they're generally bigger schools too, is why. Yeah. That's a big reason why. Wayne's an A2 and the rest of the East teams are Bs, and then Marcus Whitman's a C1 school with you guys, and a lot of those West schools are C or D, even D. There's some D schools in the West. So, okay. Not counting Justice Smith, who's the best players that you play in your league during the season, or not even in your league, on your schedule? Who are the toughest players that you come up against that you might have to guard or might be guarding you?
I think his brother's pretty good too, Tootie.
Yeah.
And I would also say probably the point guard for East Rochester, Alex.
Alex Otero? Is that or no? Rands.
Yeah,
right?
He's pretty good. He's got a good first step, and when he gets by you, he's going to the hole. So.
How about you, Andrew? Better players that you come up against in Wayne County or in general?
Cam Chance, a sophomore from Clyde.
Yeah.
He's pretty good, really athletic. Williamson, point guard, Adam Fisk.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good shooter. He can score. And then Alliance has multiple people. David Weaver hit
good
like
shooter.
7-8 threes against us.
Yeah, Weaver's a good shooter. I don't know if I like the way his shot looks, but it goes in all the time, And yeah, Cam Chance, poor guy, comes off a team. They went they won sectionals last year and moved on through states and with just a fantastic team, and that was with him as a freshman. And now cupboard's kind of bare. They got to rebuild things there. What was that like, being able to go into? Well, I guess I'll ask you, Jayden, because you've done it more than Andrew so far. To go into Clyde and just be able to win, fairly easily. It's something different, right?
I think going to Clyde is a little harder because their gym's kind of iffy.
Yeah.
The lights are kind of dim.
Dark, yeah.
Yeah, but Cam's a really good player. He's really athletic. And, you hate to see it because, that team could be really, really good with that kid on the team, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Darren Preston took over, and they're trying to build it back up. They just lost everything last year to graduation. So, girls, how about you? Best players that you come up against throughout the course of the season?
From Marion, Abby Fisher is really good.
Mm-hmm.
She scores a lot.
Obviously, Izzy Wilbur.
Yeah.
She has been putting up crazy numbers.
Now, in the beginning of the year, she wasn't. Like, I was shocked because in the beginning of the year, it would be like Izzy Wilbur, 7 points or 11 points. I'm like, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. Maybe you do, but the past couple months, month or two, she's been scoring like 47 points one game.
Yeah. I think in the beginning of the season, certain teams know that she is like the one person, so they would put someone on her. And, I mean, that's what we did.
It was probably an adjustment, too, to get used to, like, carrying the team by yourself.
Right.
I mean, she had 4 solid other people last year that could help her and score. And this year, it's just like a big step, I think, like a transition. That
like she carries a lot of the offense this year,
Yeah.
whereas last year it was more kind of split up.
Yeah. Any other players that you come to mind that are tough to go against for you guys?
Lions has a couple.
Yeah, Caden
Craigo?
Yeah, Allison Cook is pretty good.
Yep.
She's a good shooter. Eva Norris from North Rose-Wolcott has been.
She's young.
Eva?
She's good.
Eva Norris?
Yeah, she's young. So.
Do you ever see any of these girls out like for AAU or other things other than when you come into their gym for twice during the year and play them?
Yeah, we both play AAU, so I've seen a lot of Wayne County. Actually, they play like Central Western.
Right.
Some of them play Lakers, Finger Lakes. I know Izzy plays Syracuse Nets, I-90 Elite this year, I think.
You'll just like see them at tournaments around and stuff like that.
Right. And y'all recognize each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty. That wasn't something when I was in school that really didn't exist. So you might go and play, somebody in, once or twice a year, and be the only time you ever even see them, lay eyes on them. You might hear about them or read about them in the paper, but that certainly has changed. So before we move forward and get into the leagues, as I mentioned, right now, girls, you're first in your section in point standings. Boys are fourth, but I guess I'll start with the girls because you were on a sectional championship team. So from where you stand now and knowing what it takes to win sectionals or maybe even go beyond sectionals, what do you guys have to do better than what do you have to improve on between now and when sectional starts in, I think, 3 weeks? I think it's time.
I think we have a good shot at sectionals this year, but we still have a lot to work on. We got to do the little things like we need to keep having good practices. We need to tighten up our defense. We have to work on our press.
Yeah, I think that our focus, it's hard playing in Wayne County, and I think that's why my coach has put in the Mercy games and the Wayne we play later in the season, which helps because it's hard to keep your focus and your drive throughout the season. But yeah, I think if we keep pushing ourselves, then we have a good shot.
Do you guys wish you played Mid-Lakes like the boys do?
We've played them the last 2 years.
Yeah, I
we
noticed
scrimmaged
that.
them this year with South Seneca.
How did those scrimmages go?
They were good, actually.
Yeah, they're pretty competitive.
They were all pretty close. Yeah.
I'm just good with tough out-of-league games. It doesn't really matter who it is as long as they're going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more fun to play a team that is going to be a close, tough game than it is to go into a gym. You're could win by 30 or points without even trying. Sometimes those games are good, I guess, but as long as there's some of those competitive games sprinkled in there. So, Jayden, how about you? You've been first of all, is sectional title really important to you as a senior, or is it something like if we happen to come across a team like North Star or Pembroke and we lose in the semis or lose in the finals, that's okay? What's the goal this year? Getting to the Blue Cross Arena, getting to play there? What's the team goal?
I think it's a sectional title. I think I'm 0-5 in my high school career. I've lost 1 in basketball and baseball and then 3 in football, so I'm trying to get one before I leave for college.
It's tough. I mean, so it seems like some Lions collects them, and there's some schools that seem they come easy to, but for most, it does not come easy. And you've had some great basketball teams, and it's been since 2007, so that's 11, 12 years now. So that's the goal, sectional title. What has to get better, between now and then, so you feel like you're more poised to make a good run?
I think our defense needs to step it up a little. I know our offense is pretty solid. I don't think we need to change anything about that. Just the little things, boxing out, just communicating better, just getting loose balls and all that. So,
yeah, are there some things that you find are common between baseball and football and basketball that make a good championship caliber team?
I would probably say chemistry. I know all my sectional title teams, or sectional final teams. I didn't win those. We all had good chemistry. We all got along. So I think we have that with this team. So we have a shot this year.
Yeah, I think chemistry is the most important thing. Unless you have some super even I've seen teams with superior talent, guys with 2 or 3 college players. The guys that were going to go on and play college on their team. They didn't have that chemistry, and they would get beat by a lesser team that did have the chemistry. So I agree with you there. So we're about halfway through here. Time to go through some of the league action here really quick. Let's start with Finger Lakes East. I'll put the standings right up there for you. Newark bounced back from that loss to Minders last Friday night with a 6-point road win over fellow Class B1 school Batavia. Then on Friday night, Jayden Peters scored 26 as they beat Mid-Lakes 85-47. So good to see them bounce back. They had a game at OCC this weekend that got canceled. I'm not sure if it was because of the weather, but I just did get word that got canceled. Speaking of Minders, they backed up that win at Newark with a home win over Penn Yan, 62-45 on Friday night. I was at that game, and it was a very physical game. Penn Yan Minders kind of similar in the fact that they struggle to score, but Penn Yan super physical. It was a tough game. Darren Miller finished with 20 points. They'd throw it up to him. You think the ball was going out of bounds, and he would just rise and grab it and come back down. 2 or 3 guys around him, square up, and finish. I mean, he was so impressive that game. Minders man-to-man defense held Penn Yan to just 29 points through the first 3 quarters. Penn Yan put a surge on late behind Connor Fingar, who finished with 13, but Griffin Heron made some clutch free throws. Sal Franzone, the big ragu, buried a big foul line jumper, sealed a 52-45 win for Minders. And the big game of the week in the East, though, was Waterloo at Wayne. The Indians had a chance to pull within a half game of the league leaders, but Wayne wasn't having any of it. They ended up clobbering the Indians 89-55. Worst loss of the year for Waterloo. So Wayne's kind of got a stranglehold now on the East. It's all but clinched it, I'd say. We'll see them Tuesday night, though. Looking at the week ahead, Newark had their shot at Wayne. Waterloo lost twice now to Wayne. And on Tuesday night, it's Geneva's turn. Wayne will be in Geneva. You can watch that game live on fingerlakes1.com. Then Thursday night, Newark hosts Wayne. And Wayne can essentially clinch the league title mathematically, even with a pair of wins this week. Then on Friday, Minders Waterloo varsity doubleheader on Finger Lakes 1. Let's move ahead to the West. Marcus Whitman keeps on winning. 31-point victory at Dundee on Friday night, and I think they've had 7 different leading scorers in games this year, which shows their balance. On Friday night, it was sophomore Jordan Lehue leading the team with 16. 11th straight win for Greg O'Connor's Wildcats. And then an upset in the West with HAC knocking off Naples in Naples. And it wasn't really close, 61-39. Noah Mendola led all scorers with 15. Owen Tyndall hit 4 3-pointers. Ryan Hilton had another double-double with 11 points, 11 rebounds. HAC held Cole Rathbun to a season-low 9 points. Also, Honeyoy snapped Bloomfield's 5-game winning streak on Thursday with a 49-46 win. And Red Jacket moves into a tie in the loss column in the West standings after winning their 3rd in a row over South Seneca on Friday. So, week ahead in the West, Red Jacket visits Marcus Whitman Tuesday. Then they're at South Seneca Thursday. Naples will try to bounce back at Romulus on Tuesday. Then out of league as they host Wayland Cohocton on Thursday. Bloomfield's at Red Jacket as well on Thursday night. And Andrew, what do you guys know about Marcus Whitman? They're the top seed in Class C1 right now. You guys are the 4th seed. Have you seen them play?
I watched them when you went and watched them play Naples.
Right.
For the first in their league to beat the second by 30. That's kind of strange.
Yeah, I was expecting a better game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Whitman obviously is head and tails above everybody in that league. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, but how do they stack up against, like if they were in Wayne County, and you played them twice a year, how do you think it would go?
I think it would be good games. Maybe we'd split. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to give them any locker room billboard material, right? If you might face them in sectionals.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, what was your impressions of Marcus Whitman?
They're pretty solid. I think they have what they need. They have a big guy. They have a couple shooters. They have a good point guard. I think we'd split. I mean, I think it'll be a good game. That's the one I'm hoping for. Blue Cross Arena would be great. Whitman, Gananda. Semifinals would be good, but I would hope maybe it'll line up. We're on separate sides of the bracket, and it would be in the Blue Cross. Obviously, Avon and CG Finney have something to say about that, but I would love to see you guys square off against Whitman. That would be a wild game. I mean, you both like to push the ball, both unselfish teams. So, yeah, keep my fingers crossed. Maybe we'll get it. So, Wayne County boys. Lions 12-0, 14-1 overall, and then Gananda East Rochester next with 2 losses. Going to be tough for obviously at this point for either team to step up and challenge Lions. You guys won at Marion by 29 the other night. East Rochester beat North Rosewolka at 66-49. Clyde Savannah got a nice win, 52-47 over Red Creek. Williamson hosted Avoca out of the league and lost 69-38 this week. And Lions put up 100 points, 100-48, 52-point win over Sodus, a decent Sodus team at the Atwood. So a week ahead, Lions at East Rochester Tuesday, and that's absolutely the last game Lions I think could possibly lose. They've struggled at East Rochester historically. So we'll see. I mean, I would say Lions heavy favorites, but there's a chance there that there could be an upset. But even that wouldn't be enough to pull either of the second place teams even. You guys host Williamson and then Clyde Savannah's at Sodus. Thursday, North Rosewolka at Lions. ER at Clyde Savannah, and you guys Gananda's off. So only one game this week at Williamson. Jayden, what's your favorite place to play in Wayne County? Favorite gym or least favorite? I'll start with least favorite. It has to be probably North Rose or I think Clyde Savannah.
How come? Long drive?
Long drive. Gym's kind of rackety, kind of old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I heard Red Creek got a new gym.
Yeah,
I'd like to play there, but I think my favorite gym, I think it would be Soda's because it's a little wider.
Yeah, and they got double-decker stands up there.
I know the gym's kind of old, but I mean, historically, I do pretty good there.
Yeah, and generally like the gyms that you shoot well in, right?
Yeah.
Andrew, you have a favorite gym in Wayne County?
I don't like Soda's.
Yeah, me neither.
I like Marion's. It's like a pretty normal gym.
Yeah, it is. We did sectional games there last year. Yeah, but you wouldn't trade your home court with any of these other.
No, we got a new gym, and I like shooting there.
Yeah, and your gym has benches on one side and fans on the other, right? There's no fans behind the benches.
Yeah.
Right. So, girls, how about your favorite and least favorite gyms in your league?
Least favorite, probably Sodus.
I don't like East Rochester's gym.
Yeah,
No?
East Rochester is a nice gym, but we always play so bad.
There's something about it.
So, yeah. Favorite gym?
Probably ours. Like, I like ours.
Well, yeah, I know yours. If you had to
I
pick,
like Marion's too.
Yeah, Marion.
Yeah, Red Creek's new gym is nice.
Red Creek's is nice.
But it's
We
just
played there.
It's far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red Creek Gym, though, I noticed that some games they're not opening up the other half of the bleachers, and it kind of looks like dead in there when they do that.
Yeah, they did that last year. Both sides were open last year, and then this year they weren't.
Yeah,
So,
they just had the one side.
I guess they just base that on how many people they think are going to show up for the game. So, well, let's move ahead here and look at the girls' leagues. Start with Finger Lakes East. Only games were Friday night. Mid Lakes keeps rolling, 13th straight win after beating Newark 55-26 behind 29 points from Elena Forbes. Big win for Geneva as the Panthers hosted Pelmac and shot 14-16 from the free throw line to win 55-51 in overtime. Waterloo beat Wayne 44-40 behind 15 points and 13 rebounds for Mackenzie Barber. And the Minders girls are keeping a strong sectional standing with a couple of close wins. Double overtime last second buzzer beating win over Newark last week, and this week on the road at Penn Yan 63-61. The Lady Blue Devils survive. So ahead this week in the Finger Lakes East, big game on Monday as Waterloo's at Pelmac. And then the Waterloo Indians travel to Penn Yan on Thursday before that girls, boys doubleheader in Seneca Falls on Friday night. That's going to be on Finger Lakes 1. Geneva is at Wayne on Friday night, and Newark is at Pelmac. And Geneva, after a really rough start in the league, starting to climb back into things here. Winners of 4 in a row and playing a lot better. Finger Lakes West. Huge game on Thursday night. South Seneca hosted Red Jacket in a game you saw on FingerLakes1.com. South Seneca gutted out a 52-42 win in a physical game that saw Jenna McDonald score 20 points. Jade Parsons finished with 12, 17 rebounds to go along with those 12 points. Sarah Van Aken scored just 8 points, her lowest output in several games, and maybe all season. She's really been scoring well. She did get hurt and missed some time in the end of the first quarter, second quarter, but South Seneca did a great job defensively. So that win virtually locks up the West again for the Lady Falcons. And also this week, Whitman girls beat Dundee 59-25. A lot of points for the Whitman girls there, but still that defense, a lot of teams don't even score over 30 against Bri Parzak's Lady Wildcats. HAC beat Naples by 8, despite 35 points from Autumn Coons. You know who that is?
I've seen her stats from Naples.
Yeah, she's scoring a lot.
Yeah.
And Romulus won at home over Bloomfield 62-43 thanks to 21 points from Danielle Gorlich. So the week ahead for the West girls, out-of-league games on Monday with Honeoye hosting Mount Morris. Naples is at Campbell-Savona, and Romulus is hosting Hammondsport. Wednesday, Bloomfield's at Dundee. Marcus Whitman is at Red Jacket. That should be a good one. And HAC is at Honeoye. Romulus travels to Naples. So Wayne County girls, which has been really one of the most interesting seasons in a while, I think, for the Wayne County girls. Marion beat Williamson 71-30 on Thursday night, and then 2 out-of-league losses for a pair of Wayne County teams. Lions lost at Hammondsport by 3. Red Creek lost at home to Port Byron by 25, despite 31 points from Isabella Wilbur. Gananda didn't play. It'd be 12 days between games until they finally traveled to Williamson on Wednesday night. And, I mean, how do you feel about that? That's a long time to practice and not play a game.
Yeah, we had another long break towards the beginning of the season, but everyone had midterms this week,
right?
And it's been a lot of practices.
Yeah, why though? Why so long? Did a game get moved or rescheduled?
I don't know. I wish we didn't have this big break though. We're just trying to push through it, keep working.
Yeah, it's almost like you got to restart things. When you where is it at Williamson?
Yeah.
I think you guys would be all right there. So also this week, Lions needs a win when they travel to Red Creek on Wednesday. They've been reeling a little bit after such a strong start. Clyde Savannah playing better. They're at Hannibal Monday, then they host Sodus Wednesday. And the big one Friday night, Gananda hosts East Rochester. And girls, you said that East Rochester maybe not as big a rival for the girls as it is for the boys?
No, I don't think it's as big as a rival.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good game. They've been playing very well this year. I think they're the 2 seed right now. They're in our class.
They're always tall and physical.
Yeah, Zoe Zoots has been playing well, and then they had another Sam Lewis has been.
Right.
She's been putting up numbers. So.
What about Zoe Zoots?
She's tall.
Yeah, she gets a ton of rebounds, right?
Yeah, she's a good shot blocker too.
Best name too in all the Wayne Finger Lakes, maybe.
Yeah. they always play hard. So
Yeah,
it should be a good game.
She might be the only player in Wayne County girls basketball history to have the initials ZZ, for whatever that's worth. So, all right. Well, let's look at the power rankings. Let's see. What do we want to do first here, girls or boys? Let's do girls. Let's look at the girls' power rankings for this. Will be what, week 9 or week 10? What is this here? Week 9. Mid Lakes 1, South Seneca 2. Palmac, despite that loss to Geneva, still stays at 3. Waterloo moves up to 4. Geneva way up to 5. Gananda 6. Wayne 7. Minders 8. Red Jacket 9. And Marion down to 10. And this is the hard thing, especially on the girls' side. Geneva, I think, is 1 game over 500, but played a lot tougher schedule than some of the other teams on this list. I think there's no complaint with Mid Lakes and South Seneca at the top 2, but after that, it's kind of wide open. Do you guys feel like you're well placed at 6?
I think that's kind of hard just because they're in different leagues than us. They play pretty tough teams.
Right, it's really tough to gauge.
Yeah. It's just kind of hard to know without actually playing them.
And when you play Wayne coming up, which that'll be fun. Now,
yeah, we've played with them since we were like little kids.
But you don't always play them every year, right?
No, the first year I think was actually last year.
Yeah.
And we lost by 1.
I think 1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So is that one that you mark on the calendar at the beginning of the year and can't wait to play?
Yeah, it should be a good
We're
game.
excited for that.
Well, it should also clear up these power rankings a little bit here. If you guys handle Wayne pretty good, I would feel more comfortable putting you ahead of a couple of those other East teams. And then is it a slight to your league? Like we talked about the Wayne County League being pretty interesting and tough at the top this year, but Lions was in there for a little bit. Now they dropped out. Marion down at 10. They were undefeated, like 12-0 to start the season. And you guys now are the team that we feel is the best team in Wayne County, but still only 2 of those Wayne County teams in there. Is that okay? Is that accurate, or do you feel like league's getting slighted?
I think it's accurate.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty accurate. I mean,
in the beginning, I think Lions and Marion were both
they came out really strong.
Yeah, they both did come out strong.
Mm-hmm.
And our first East Rochester game was close. So I don't know. It's just been kind of falling off, I guess, towards the end.
So let's take a look here at the boys. And Wayne's 1, Lions is 2. Hey, I got a programming note. 2 weeks from now, not next week, but the week after that, we're going to have 4 seniors from Wayne in here and 3 from Lions all at once. I'm going to need more chairs. And then we're just going to have them square off in a game of 1-on-1 Nerf basketball.
That'd be sweet.
They won't play. They never play. This is 1 and 2, and they're just not going to ever play each other. It's no matter what happens. I'd like to see them schedule it. Wayne might not want to play against Lions because they're playing down in classification, but it's too bad. They're 2 of the best teams in the league and are in the Wayne Finger Lakes that aren't going to square off. But I think if they did, that Wayne would win that game. That's why. I guess that's why they're number 1. But man, it would be a great game to see. Marcus Whitman all the way up to 3, ahead of every other team in the Finger Lakes East besides Wayne. 4 ahead of Gananda, both C1 schools. Then you got Geneva at 4. Newark slides back up after a tough loss to Minders, and they jump. They leapfrog Waterloo. They can only spend so many weeks. It was a long time ago that Waterloo beat Newark. So now Newark's going to come back to Waterloo. That's going to be a good game. Gananda boys at 7. Miners up to 8. Winning some tough games. East Rochester 9. And Red Jacket boys maybe a little bit overlooked. So sliding in there at 10. So same thing here. I remember a couple of years ago you would see in the top 5 it was like Lions, North Rose, Wolcott, Clyde. There was some, and you guys were also ranked, and Red Creek might have been ranked. There was a lot of Wayne County teams, but now, similar to the girls, you got Lions up there at the top, then Gananda, and then East Rochester, but I don't hear anybody else complaining that they belong in there besides those 3 teams. It's pretty much a 3-team league this year, Andrew. Would you agree? I didn't miss anybody there?
Yeah, Lions should be up there. They're one of the best teams in Wayne County. And ER, they're playing good.
Yeah. Jayden, do you think that what would happen if Lions and Wayne's played this year? Who would win?
I would have to give it to Wayne because they got some bench players that could come in at any time.
Yeah.
I think Lions, they only got like a 6-man, and that's about it. They're based on Justice and Tootie and David Weaver. So I would have to probably say Wayne. That would be a good game, though.
Yeah, that would be a good game. Andrew, if you had to start a new team, you could pick, like an NBA draft, you could pick any player, number one. Who would it be? Would it be Justice Smith? Would it be Logan Blankenberg? Would it be Jayden Castrechini?
I got to go with Jayden.
You picked Jayden.
Yeah.
Come on. Well, okay, then I'll take Justice, and now it's your pick. And who are you going to take? You're going to take Cole Wright?
Yeah, Cole. I think Carmichael. He'd be a good person to have.
Yeah, he's unlike a lot of other. Not many teams have a Carmichael. Like you could say Justice and Blankenberg. I'll take either one of those, but Carmichael's different. Throwback kind of. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, we're moving along pretty good here. Let's take a look. So, I heard that the biggest fan in Upstate Hoops podcast history is Steve Human. I think it was last year that your coach said, Steve Human loves that show, and he's telling everybody to watch the show. Is that true? Do I owe him like commissions for all these views that we're getting now from Gananda?
I know he got us into it, I think, the beginning of the year last year for basketball, and he got like a lot of our friends to watch it. So I think we missed like 2 weeks out of like a whole year watching you for basketball.
Do you like the fact that we talk about you guys and cover the leagues?
Yeah, it's interesting to watch.
Yeah, and keep up with things.
Yeah.
I do wish we could do more Gananda games. So if you guys find it, I'm going to put you to work. Go find me some sponsors in Gananda, and we'll be out there doing more games. Most of our sponsors are out this way for obvious reasons, but I really tried to get to Gananda this year, but it's just the way the schedule worked out. We just couldn't do it. I was hoping for the East Rochester game or maybe the Lions game, but we're hoping to do more for sure in future years. So. Just like Steve Human still come to games, check you guys out like over Christmas break when he's in town, or how much do the alumni of Gananda come back and support the program?
I think he came to like a lot of games when he was on break this past couple weeks, like maybe 4 or 5. I think he went out to Lions too. So
do a lot of people do that, though? Like a lot of grads?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd like to see Enrique maybe come to a couple of games here and there.
He doesn't come back?
He did for like 2. I'd like to see him a little more.
Yeah, he was a great player.
Oh, yeah.
Man. How about you, girls? Do graduates, alumni from the girls program, do you see them at games a lot, especially like around Christmas time maybe?
During winter break, there was a couple that came back.
Yeah, like the first game that they were back for, they went to.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember who we played, but there was a lot of graduates.
And then Ashley plays, so Sam is at a lot of the games.
Yeah.
Sam Crum?
Yes.
Yeah, his sister.
Okay, cool. What happens on a Friday night for you guys? What do you guys do when you're not playing basketball?
Just hang out.
Yeah.
We hang out.
Fortnite?
There's not a whole lot to do in Gananda.
We get food.
Yeah.
That's there's not much to do. So.
Yeah, so what do? You just sit there and stare at the wall? You gotta be doing
if
something.
there's another game,
Yeah,
we'll go.
Right, you like to go watch games?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go get food and then
go
watch
to a game.
basketball
Yeah.
games.
So where do you go to get the food? Where do you like to eat?
Taco Bell.
Or garbage plates.
So where's your favorite
garbage
garbage plate?
P-Hots.
P-Hots or F-Hots.
Oh, wow. Okay. Did you ever have an authentic, original garbage plate from Nick Tahoe's?
Yes. I have.
What do you think of that?
It was good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Sometimes you don't want to go there too late at night, but it's good. Good garbage plate. The original. I had those garbage plates back in 1992, 93, a long time ago. They haven't changed. How about you? What happens on a Friday night for you?
We're normally hanging out. Like, we go to P-Huts, too.
Okay.
After, like, big games, we go there.
Yep.
Like, our whole squad.
Do you guys play video games like Fortnite or NBA 2K or anything like that?
We mostly play Fortnite because it's kind of easier to switch players, but I'm more of a 2K player.
Yeah.
But when we get the squad together, it's more Fortnite.
Who's your favorite NBA player or team?
I'm a LeBron guy.
Okay.
I also like Paul George. That's got to be my other favorite team, probably the Thunder, but I go where LeBron goes. I know people don't want to hear that, but...
Well, no, that's how it is. People nowadays, they pick a player and not so much a team. But that's why I'm not a big NBA fan, honestly. I don't know if you guys know the stat about James Harden, but his last 260-something points that he scored, there's not been one assist on him. They've all just been him, stepping back and one-and-one. And I mean, that's cool to watch for a couple games, but after a while, you like to see some team basketball. So, let's see, what else do I got for you here? As we're running a little bit short here. How about college teams? College basketball teams. You guys follow girls college basketball? There's some good local teams.
I watched the tournament last year because the Final Four was crazy. I think those games went to overtime. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, those were good games.
So I've kind of been following Notre Dame because they won last year, but I don't really watch it.
Actually, we went to a UB game yesterday. Our coaches.
You know who else was at that game? The Minders varsity girls.
Yeah, we saw them. Our coaches took our varsity and JV teams.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
And because there's a girl on that team that from Section 5 who is one of the best players in the country.
Sierra Dillard.
Yes, Dillard.
She had her 1,000th point yesterday during the game, so it was cool.
Does going to games like that, is that something that you'd like to try to play, make you want to play college basketball? It might not be at a D1 school like Buffalo, but...
seeing them, seeing their team chemistry, and it seemed really fun. So that it was good to watch. I think I think everyone on the team enjoyed it, and it made them want to have more of that type of bond. But
so, how about plans for you guys? Are both seniors. What's going on next year? You have any idea yet?
I want to major in biomedical engineering, so I probably won't be playing basketball just because it's
too busy
major.
studying.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
I got accepted into UB, Binghamton, and Penn State.
Oh wow, nice. So going to that UB game yesterday was like a visit for you. Yeah. Penn State's the other one, and what was the third?
Binghamton University.
Binghamton, okay. Do you have a preference? You have a top choice?
I like Binghamton and UB, but I don't really know where.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Peyton? Any idea?
Yeah, I'm not really sure yet. I was thinking about playing basketball at Oswego, but I also got into bigger schools. I got into Kentucky and Albany.
Okay.
And I'm going for exercise science, so I'm still deciding.
So Albany's a good school for that, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what Kentucky offers. How come Kentucky?
I actually have a friend that goes there, and I visited, and I really liked it. I visited a couple, in the south, the warmer weather.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, how about Jayden? You're a senior. What's going on with you next year? Any ideas?
I know for sure I'm playing college football. I just don't know where yet. I know it's going to be in the Empire 8 somewhere.
Right.
So
that's Hobart's league, right? Hobart, Ithaca. Oh wait, yeah, that's Ithaca, Hobart. What do you want to do?
I think I'm going to major in athletic training or exercise science.
Okay.
I like that.
All right, that sounds good. And Andrew, you're just going to have a good summer and come back to high school. It's hanging out with these older kids and stuff though. Next year when your junior year for basketball starts, isn't going to be a little weird. Going to be a little different. You got any younger kids coming up?
Yeah, there's a couple sophomores who might get pulled up for sectionals.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Jerry, who's already up. But
Bronco.
Yeah, Bronco.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you'll be a fun team to follow going forward for sure. So, last thing, Super Bowl, a week from today. Who's your Super Bowl pick?
Rams.
Rams, girls?
Rams. I don't like Tom Brady.
Right, well, I don't either.
Yeah, I got to say Rams too.
Oh, Rams, it's unanimous, huh? Okay. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for making the drive. I know we wanted to have you in last week, and we had the big winter storm.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came down. It snowed a little bit today, though, too.
Yeah.
So be careful on the way. How long was the drive from Seneca Falls?
50
Like,
minutes,
Yeah,
a little less than an hour.
A little less than an hour. Well, I appreciate it, and enjoyed talking to you guys. Love your programs, love your coaches, and I'm really hoping we see you guys in the postseason. I think both you guys are sectional contenders. So, best of luck rest of the regular season, and hopefully we'll see you in the postseason.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So, remind you. Actually, I'm not going to talk about the new calling system anymore because you guys just aren't calling. We set it up. We figured you'd call, give your takes, opinions, but nobody's called. So I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to give you the number anymore. Some of the other podcasts are getting calls, but not this one. Which, geez, I thought this was like the most popular podcast on the FingerLakes1.com network. But thanks for joining me. Anyway, on the Upstate Hoops Podcast, connect with us on Twitter at FingerLakes1. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Our audio-only podcast is available on iTunes and Stitcher. This podcast airs weekly on Finger Lakes TV, Spectrum Channel 1304. You can also find our show, live stream games, local news, weather, sports 24/7 on the free FingerLakes1.com Android or iPhone app. And before I get out of here, I did almost forget something that I need to do real quick here. I need to show you where the heck we're going to be this week and next week. Tuesday night, Wayne at Geneva. I'll call that game with Kevin Sharp. Friday night, varsity night doubleheader. It'll be myself and Rhett Taconi. Girls at 6, boys after. Miners has revenge on their mind for sure after Waterloo swept both those games earlier this year in Waterloo. Next week's Upstate Hoops Podcast. Elena Forbes, Macy Kisner, Kara Walker from Mid-Lakes, from South Seneca, Jade Parsons, Jenna McDonald, Logan Shawless. And then Monday, the next day, Whitman Minders. That's going to be a fun one to see. Call that game with Matt Verkey. Then Friday, man, I'm calling all these games. Newark at Waterloo, myself and Tony Robinson. And then the following Sunday, Lions and Wayne Seniors in studio. And then the following Wednesday, our first look, if you can believe it, all season long, we finally get a look at the Mid-Lakes girls. They'll be at Waterloo. I'll call that game with Zach Young. And then that following Sunday is our sectional preview special here with a big round table, a bunch of guys up here talking about sectional brackets. So there you have it. Thanks for joining us. See ya on Thursday, or on, what did I just say? I just put that up. Tuesday night at the Panther Den in Geneva. Have a great week, everybody.